We're just about a week away from the most important event of the year. Does the name Mark McMorris ring a bell? How about Marcus Cleveland or Tess Ladeau? That's right, it's the X Games, baby. X Games! You tried that! You tried that! X Games. I'm Nick Novak's and my pal is Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
X Games.
I love the X Games, man. I love it so much. Thank you for reminding me. I totally knew that it was coming up. I remember.
So when I read the intro, I can't see. It's a time I cannot see your guys' faces, and I wish I could because you have no idea it's X Games episode.
I pretty much slammed my face to the keyboard.
You think we would pay attention to be ready for the X Games, but we're not.
No, I gotta. Yeah,
I should just put like a reminder on my calendar for like late June, early July. Like check for X Games.
Prep
it's
for
coming
X
up.
Games content.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So we are eating. I had erased the Spain intro that I had written. We are eating 3 snacks from Spain today.
X Games takes precedence over my brother's trip to Spain.
There's probably people from Spain in the competing in the X Games. So, who you guys going for this year?
El Call of Duty. Is that Spanish for Call of Duty?
Nope.
Okay, great.
I think Freddie Red Bull, the grandson of the founder of Red Bull, is probably going to take the extreme parasailing competition this year.
So I was in a Spanish-speaking country recently, in Dominican Republic, and we're going to have an episode with those snacks coming up, and I'll talk a little about what we did. But an interesting thing happened there.
Was it extreme?
It was extreme. It involved the sport, an extreme sport of pool volleyball. Have you ever played volleyball in the pool?
That's lots of fun.
Yes.
If you take regular beach or pool, what's your preferred volleyball?
Regular beach?
No, like regular
comma
beach, comma. There was 3 choices there. Okay, so I think beach is the worst because there's only like 2 people supposedly, right? So like I actually like have to try to perform. You know, I can't like just let my teammates pick up the slack. Right. Pool is fun, but it is exhausting, right? Like trying to move around in a swimming pool, 5 seconds in, you're like panting. So probably for me, I'd pick regular.
Yeah, I might go pool only because sand and beach stinks. And 2 people volleyball. Like if I'm one of the people that team's losing, but regular volleyball's fine, but like when you're like leaping and like sprawling, you're landing on the hard ground a lot. That can hurt. Whereas if you're in the pool, you can just go belly flop all over the place and you'll splash people, but you probably won't get hurt. So, and it's like,
and they'll love
and they'll like getting splashed. So I think pool is the best one.
Okay, so we're at this resort, people from many different countries there, and there is a guy must have been from either Oklahoma or Arkansas. We'll just call him Redneck Dad is there. He's got full mullet, like absolute complete mullet. Yeah. This guy's straight out of like a bad comedy movie. And he's there with his family, and we're swimming sort of near them. And he keeps mentioning to his family, like every few minutes, hey, who's ready to go play some volleyball? And the family keeps ignoring him. Right? He just keeps bringing it up. Who wants to go play some volleyball? And he's looking longingly over at the...
and like no response, not even like, maybe in 10 minutes. Just nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And I went with the kids somewhere, and my wife stayed in the pool, and we came back, and she's like, he's been talking about volleyball for 40 minutes, and no one's acknowledging him. So now we're interested. We watch him. He gets out of the pool, looks over at them, snaps at his son, and says, hey, volleyball. And points towards the jerks his thumb.
How old is these kids?
The kid was a teenager.
So he could say no, probably.
Yeah.
Get away with it. Yeah.
He had a teenage son, teenage daughter, and a wife.
Mm-hmm.
And the wife points at him and snaps at him and goes, "Hey, strawberry daiquiri." Like, man, this poor redneck dad can't get anyone to go play volleyball with them. So the dad saunters slowly over to the drink stand to get the drinks.
Does as is told.
Spikes the daiquiri into her hands.
He comes back, he gives the drinks, and then sort of walks forlornly off to the side. And then, like, eventually his wife and son get out of the pool and start walking over there, and the daughter says, "Let him go. Let him be a loser."
Wow. Wow.
Harsh,
And the
but
wife
fair.
turns around and says, she turns around and, with near tears in her eyes, says, "You don't understand."
To who?
To the daughter who said that. "You don't understand
his love of beach volleyball?
I'm like, I'm worried for the guy.
If we don't
at this
play,
point,
he's going to be hitting the bottle later. You don't understand. Jesus.
So, lo and behold, I go off and do something else and walk by the game like about 15 minutes later, and there he is in all his glory, standing like middle center, just waiting. He's bigger than most of the people in the game. You know, he probably has really bad opinions about the races of everyone else in this volleyball game. But, like, so wouldn't you guess he would be good? Like, maybe he was on an old high school volleyball team or something like that, right?
I don't guess he's
No.
good at all.
I'm like, why else would he want to show off his skills, you know? But
Yeah.
so the ball comes at him and he completely whiffs it. I'm like, no, volleyball dead. But it keeps like getting hit around. He finally hits one over and is like a pig in shit, just like high-fiving everybody. Like, no one's ever enjoyed a water volleyball game as much as Redneck Dad enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's used to all the swimming pools that he's in just being like hoses filling up the back of pickup trucks. And that's his normal swimming pool. So to be in like a real swimming pool is very exciting to him.
And the other weird thing we saw was it's on this is a family-ish resort. Like, it's not like Nickelodeon resort, but it's also not no kids allowed. So there are plenty of couples, but there are also families. And there's one topless lady walking around on the beach. She was there every day, just walking around topless, no one stopping. This lady, before you get too excited, was probably near 60, right? But we're like, you know, my kids are going on 13, so...
Wait, do you mean near a 60 double D? Is that
yeah, she was fucking the largest human being.
Is that a feasible broadside? I don't think.
So I'm with 12-year-old kids. What is your opinion on this lady? Is it somebody, please think of the children, like ask this lady to cover up, or hey, lady, you do you?
I mean, is it a nude beach?
No, she's the only one nude. It's a resort with families.
Cover up. There's fucking kids walking around.
Chad, would you say something? Would you say something though, Kagi?
Oh no, of course not.
Well, I look as a true ally. I think that the patriarchal rules that require women to have to cover up when men don't, you know, their chests. I mean, I think these are outdated and should be removed so that I can see everyone topless. But I do think if she wants to walk around like that, like, who cares? It's boobs, you know what I mean? Like, women breastfeed in public, like, there's boobs everywhere, like, you know, whatever, who cares? They're just boobs. Let her walk around with them.
I didn't care. I actually we pointed it out to our kids who had like made a joke of it. But there is a weird standard of like, it's the age thing, right? Because if she's a busty like 30-year-old with like very nice boobs, then she's not getting away with it.
You don't think
I think she's more getting away with it?
No, I asked them to do it, and they just
there's this race in San Francisco every year called Beta Breakers that happens in like May, and it's notorious because it just becomes like it's like Halloween in May, right? Like everybody dresses up in costumes, and there's like it's a huge party in the streets. People will like as part of the race, like a lot of people just walk the race. And they will just carry along wagons with like kegs. Everybody's like drinking in the streets. And it's also notorious for there being like naked people just walking around. And just to be clear, it's never the people you want to see naked. But it usually is like around 60s, something like that. But I do remember the first year that I did that, people had said like, oh, be prepared to see naked people. And I was like, really? Like, I don't know. I just didn't really expect it. And then we come into Golden Gate Park and there's just like a group of like 3 completely naked old dudes. Like one of them with a very tight cock ring on at the base of his penis. and they're just like standing there posing for pictures with a police officer who was like there to like, you know, make sure people don't get too rowdy or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, that's just happening. It's fine.
There is a certain level of dude though that even like just likes to see any boob. Like even that lady that you described, Novak, or probably anyone at your parade. Like there was a guy my dad worked with, or my dad hired. He was a kind of an odd dude, but the dude was the creepiest, horniest old man that I've ever met. He would like every time we'd be like we'd go on deliveries and there'd be like women jogging in downtown Milwaukee. He would like slow down, like look at that one. Oh yeah, look at that one. She's wearing like a fucking sweatshirt. Like, what am I looking at? Or like, but he would like show me. The funniest thing, he pulled out his wallet. He's like, check this out, and he has this like this is before smartphones. He has an actual picture, like a real like from a camera with film picture of him like with his arm around some woman like honking her boob, and I'm like, what is this? He goes, that was my ex-wife's sister. I'm like, huh?
Oh boy!
I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, she let me honk her boobs sometimes. I'm like, and you, yep, I can see that. I'm like, so you posed for a picture and then you walk around with it in your wallet? Like,
what the fuck?
Okay. Like, she was fully clothed. It wasn't even impressive. I'm like,
yeah, it's only impressive when you molest a topless woman. You're molesting a clothed woman? Like, get out of here. Come on.
No, she let him do it. She was smiling in the picture, but like, okay. This is also the guy, and I might have told this before on the podcast, but he told me that he's like, yeah, when I was in the Marines, all the other guys are in the Navy.
I honked a sergeant's boob.
And I stopped sergeant's boob and got court-martialed. No, he's like, all these other guys would go sleep with whores, right? When we were like stationed out somewhere, but I didn't do it, not me. And I'm like, it was like, because the sergeant told us the way that they fixed that, if you got a venereal disease, is they would pull your pecker out on a piece of wood and beat it with a mallet until all the syphilis came out. I'm like, that is not how they fix anything. First of all, like they told you that so you wouldn't have sex with a whore.
That's what happens if you don't pay the mob.
I just got to smash these crabs. That's
yeah. That's why my penis is flat like a cartoon.
The military guy like comes back from visiting the prostitutes, and the sergeant just points at him and snaps, "Penis on table."
Sergeant Gallagher.
Well, looks like Ken's penis is an awful lot like Missouri. And he starts smashing.
I want to know.
Here's me with my ex-president Roosevelt's sister grabbing her boob.
I want to know, Novak, why you didn't join in and play some pool volleyball.
Yeah, I don't know. I should challenge
the best thing in the world would be like, and then you get like one of your daughters or something to take a picture of you like spiking the ball right into Redneck's face or something like that. That'd be fantastic.
There was a lot of like over the week you see a lot of the same people and you give them names. Like this girl threw up. We called her Barf Girl the whole week. Weird like Speedo guy and stuff, and then you try to
Topless
like you want
60s.
you want vacation memories, so you're like try to casually snap a photo of volleyball dad when he's not looking.
You're sounding an awful lot like my ex-coworker now. It's like I got this Polaroid of this guy playing beach volleyball.
I just went over and I honked the redneck's dad boob. You know, he didn't mind.
Yeah.
See how fat my wallet is with pictures of that vacation. All right, let's eat some snacks from Spain, courtesy of David Hancock.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Dave.
We have 3 snacks. Rate them on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. And let's start with the Doritos. So, famous snack from Spain, Doritos.
But I think this isn't a flavor. Like, Tex-Mex is not readily available here, right?
Yeah, Tex-Mex Doritos. And, of course, all the other writing is in Spanish on the package.
Yeah, so my brother David was in Bilbao, Spain, a town I had never heard of.
What was he there
just
for?
Vacation. Like him and his wife went there for a week for vacation, and it sounded like they had the like time of their lives, like one of the best vacations they've ever had. So, yeah,
Beach volleyball and whatnot.
Yeah, you know, he was walking around topless a lot.
We also saw someone's kid, like a 1 to 2 year old boy, running around with nothing on, like no diaper or anything. What's your opinion on that? Letting a naked kid run around?
Yeah.
That's fine. That's a kid. Who cares?
Did you call him Naked Kid? What was his
Yep.
vacation name?
Naked boy.
Naked Boy.
Yep.
Now I'm wondering how many other people's vacations I've been barf boy for. You know? like all the food poisoning I've gotten over the years or whatever.
Shitting guy.
Oh, yeah. We called that guy diarrhea, then barf, then diarrhea, all in the same spot guy. We call him that.
We call that guy Unwanted Pale Stomach. Just me walking around.
All right, Geiger. What do you think of these?
Well, as you fellas know, I've eaten many a Dorito in my time.
Mr. Chip.
I am Mr. Chip, and specifically, I love Doritos. It's weird because when I smell them, they smell a little different than like a nacho cheese Dorito. At least I think. But tasting it, it just kind of tastes like cheese. Like I don't... Is there a flavoring I'm missing? There's maybe... That's a legit question. Do you guys notice a difference
what is
between this and a nacho cheese?
Well, I don't know well enough what a nacho cheese Dorito tastes like, but what is like a Tex-Mex supposed to be, right? Like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't taste either Tex or Mex here.
Right.
But like, if you order a Tex-Mex plate,
well, Tex-Mex is a category of food.
okay, like
It's
so
not
what's,
like it's like Mexican
Okay.
food, right? Yeah, so it's like
Right.
fajitas.
You'd
I think are technically Tex-Mex.
You'd expect a little bit of like
right
flavor
Meat or
and spice
something.
to it. Yeah.
I am gonna, for that reason alone, I'm gonna leave. I guess a regular nacho cheese Dorito is a like for me, but because I'm expecting some sort of seasoning or spice and I'm not getting it, I'm gonna make this an indifferent. Even though I would gladly finish this bag, they just kind of leave me a little. I think it's a matter of expectation management that they're failing right now.
wait, so what
Chad?
you give me indifferent?
Indifferent, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because, as anyone who's heard my voice can tell, I'm sick right now. But these taste very bland to me. You know, like there's
Yeah.
some cheese there, but like it feels like they cranked the flavor knob like down to like 2. You know what I mean? Like it's a very low amount of flavor. I just want more flavor here. I want more salt. I want something. They're fine. You know, it's got a good crunch. It's a Dorito. But yeah, I was just expecting a lot more. So I agree, indifferent to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys. If you're calling it Tex-Mex, you gotta have something more than
Right.
this. And actually, feel like sometimes these things would be toned down for the American consumer. So you'd expect
exactly.
when it comes from another country that it might have something more, and it's completely fails in that. Doesn't taste bad though. It's just very bland. So a lazy electioneer, 3 indifference. Let's do the chocolate for dessert. So let's go to the Pom-Bear. The company is Grefusa, and it's Pom-Bear, POM/bear. And it's the bear on this is literally one of my favorite mascots ever. He's fucking
so
hilarious
funny looking. So funny. I love it. Just this fat bear with these giant cheeks and like a huge dumbass grin and then like a crown for some reason. And like a very funny like nerd tie. But the actual chips looks like a bear melted. Like it doesn't look like a bear at all.
It's like a thin, wispy chip. I'm trying to think of something that would remind me of.
Like a Munchos or something? Like the
Yeah,
one of those.
actually, my wife had tried it and she mentioned the word Munchos.
Are they just
Yeah,
salty?
what's the flavor? There's a little something there, but I'm trying to figure out what it is.
The flavor is listed as original.
Yeah.
Huh.
Just like a potato puff.
What is Pom?
Yeah, I don't know. Google Translate. Nothing?
Yeah, it says Pom translated to English is palm.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
All right. So, Chad, you're up first for Pom-Bear.
Pom-Bear is a teddy bear shaped potato chip. It's actually produced in the Netherlands.
Oh.
Great Spain snack. I'm just kidding. You know, these things are fine, right? They're not bad. Like they're light and airy. They're easy to eat. They look funny. Like the shape is stupid. But you know, the flavor's not bad. It is just kind of like a generic salt. I think maybe a non-original version of these could go really far, right? Like add some flavoring to this, whether it's like cheese or sour cream and onion or something like that. Could be like a real winner. As it is, I think these are not bad. I'm just gonna slide them barely into a like that.
I agree with your rating, but I disagree with some of the other comments about. I actually think if they tried putting cheese or something on this, I might not end up liking it. I kind of like that I can just taste the potato, and it is pretty aggressively salty, which I think saves it, makes me keep going back for more. I don't like Munchos. This doesn't taste like Munchos to me. Munchos have like a bad aftertaste, in my opinion, that these don't have. So I think they're tasty, and I fucking love Pom-Bear. He's hilarious.
Big points for
He's
Pom-Bear
definitely helping out. Yeah. So I'm also going to give it a like that. Geiger? This is still falls within your jurisdiction as Mr. Chip.
Yeah,
Mr. Bear Chip.
We'll give it an exemption since it's more of a crisp. It feels like, but these are fine. I mean, they're just kind of there. There's a little bit of potato flavor. I wish they were saltier. I know there's some salt too. Yeah, they just don't. They're not quite salty. Or maybe it's just. I shouldn't say salty. I think it's just seasoning I'm looking for, like some sort of like additional flavor. They're fine. They'll do in a pinch. Yeah, it's like to me, it's like I'm eating a veggie straw. It just doesn't have like much extra flavor to it. You know what I mean? And so for that reason, I think I'm going to go my second straight indifferent. They're not bad. I would guess they're like healthier than a regular chip. They don't seem that oily. But if I'm going to eat chips, like I've made the decision to be a shithead. So just give me the full fat.
What do you prefer
bullshit.
between this and the Doritos?
The Doritos.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. But Pom-Bear still in the lead with a couple of likes. And a pretty tasty looking chocolate dessert coming up. Kagi later on. So we'll see how that goes, Geiger.
Yeah.
While you bring up your segment, Geiger, I'm going to bring up a search result for Big Johnson t-shirts and spend the whole time looking at those.
We might need it. Let's have it in reserve. Guys, as we all knew prior to this episode, this weekend is the X Games. But what I'm here to help you with is the Sex Games.
Oh, wow.
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
what?
Right.
Hide
So,
the salami?
as my good friend Badass Billy Gunn would say, I've got 2 words for you. Hey, girl. So, did you hear
Pickup
me?
lines.
It's pickup lines.
I
I asked, did you hear me? Because you both stared at me with no
I don't remember
reaction.
Badass Billy Gunn saying "Hey, girl" as his catchphrase.
He said, "Hey, girl." Actually, I should have said Val Venus because he used to
Oh,
go, "Hello,
yeah,
ladies." That would have worked a
Yeah.
little better. All right, so
Yeah, I was
Come
going
on.
to say, I
Our
was
listeners would've got
confused
that,
because
yeah.
you hadn't put on
Yeah.
your sunglasses and other jokes, visual
Right.
jokes that are just for us and not the listeners.
There's no candle lit.
I didn't have as much time, and let's be frank, it's really just for the 2 of you, and neither one of you find the segment anywhere humorous. So there was really no point to me doing that.
Well, you
However,
got your sunglasses on now, so all's right with the world.
yes. Now I do have to make one. Hold on, 1 second. Yeah. All right. I do need to make. Now, last time we did the segment, I think it was last October.
Wow, it's been that long.
Novak in particular bitched that they weren't dirty enough.
Uh-oh.
So
What have you done?
Famous last words.
So, yep. So buckle
Release
up,
the
everybody. All right. Now, again, what I'm going to do is read these pickup lines, and you guys are going to tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no way I'd ever say that in my life, 10 being, oh, hell yeah, that sounds clever as shit and will probably help me in the sex games. Okay?
Did we always do that order? Was it always one?
Yes,
Was
I
the
think
worst?
so.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Until you guys just change it
was
without
10 the
telling me.
worst? I don't remember.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Fine.
All right.
All right.
All right,
1's
one's
going to
the
be
worst.
worse. 10's going to
Okay.
be best. All right, here we go.
We're most
Ready.
likely to use it at 10.
Mhm,
1 is
mhm,
least
mhm,
likely
mhm.
to use it.
Yep. All right.
So 1's worst.
All right,
10's
ready.
best.
Yes. 1's worst,
Okay,
10's
got it.
best. 10's the best. Perfect 10. All right. Hey, girl. Ah, fuck, that was bad. Hold on. Hey, girl. Way
Yeah.
better. Way better.
That's better. Yeah.
There it is. There
Hey,
it is.
girl. You're so hot that if I shoved bread down your throat, you'd shit out toast. Yeah. Is that, you think that would be a good one to say to someone?
I like how you danced after.
Because that's what you do.
Uh-huh.
All right, so Novak, you see this woman walking around with her titties of splendor, and you just feel
She's
compelled to hit on
topless?
her. Well, she could be, according to
Okay.
the Dominican rules.
Okay, look, there's an easy save for this one
Yeah.
that would have been if I fed you bread,
Uh-huh.
right? But you said if I shoved bread down your throat.
I wrote it down verbatim.
Uh-huh.
Uh-uh.
So that makes it sound pretty violent.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Also, not
But
really
it's
understanding
definitely-
of thermodynamics, I don't think. But
Yeah, it's not overly offensive. It's just pretty dumb. I'm going to go in the middle on a 5 for this one.
It also fundamentally misunderstands how toasters work. Like, you don't put
Right.
bread in the top and then the toast comes out the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, it should be, I would feed you toast and I would feed you bread and the toast you'd barf up the toast, right?
It's one of those toasters at like a hotel where it's got like a rotating thing, and you put it in one end, it
It's
comes
like,
out the
it's
other.
just bagels
Yeah.
on that.
That's this very specific toaster.
Yes.
So your alt, to be clear, Chad, is telling a girl, you're so hot, if I fed you bread, you'd barf up toast
Yeah,
everywhere.
I feel like that's a better.
That would be
I feel
better?
like that's a better version
Okay.
of it. I don't like any pickup line that involves shit, or like saying the word shit, or talking about shitting, or evoking images
You
of
prude.
being on the toilet.
Well, you're gonna hate the rest of these. No.
So this one's kind of bad for me. And since, as we've established, 10 is best, 1 is worst. 10 is what I'm most likely to say, 1 is what I'm least likely to say. I will give this one a low score towards the worst end of the spectrum, the 1 side, which is a 3.
Novak, do you have the Big Johnson pulled up at all by any chance? I'm gonna abandon my own segment. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, that was just a starter. All right. Here we go. Hey, baby. I like you like I like my butter. on top and all spread out. Yeah. Also, really not making sense from a sexual standpoint.
Yeah, that's
like, starfish and then climb on top of me. What? Oh, look, it's from Reddit. None of these nerds have ever had sex.
I want to spin you around like a pinwheel. Can you climb on in such a way that will allow me to do that?
So, Chad, you're up.
Okay. I mean, this one's definitely better than the last one, even though it makes less sense. It's less aggressive. It's less disgusting, I think. I can see somebody maybe laughing at this. I'll give this one a 6.
You find nothing disgusting about telling someone to spread their legs?
I'm saying it's less disgusting than...
Well, how else are you going to have sex?
It's less disgusting than
spread
telling
your
legs
and climb
shit.
up.
Hey, go take a shit so I can have breakfast. Like, that's more disgusting.
You're not... The point of the last one is not to get toast as an end product. It's to tell them that they're hot. Not to produce a viable breakfast.
I'm hungry.
And also, do you have scrambled eggs?
I have an issue with this, like you said, the physical implications of somebody first spreading and being on top. It just doesn't, right? If you told someone spread your legs, you wouldn't expect them to then climb on top of you before they did it.
Right.
That's not usually. So I'm fine looking like a perv, but I don't want to be caught looking dumb. So I'm going to give this one a 4.
All right. Fair. Well, here's a nature one. Ready? Hey, girl, how do you feel about whales? Because we can go humpback at my place later. Huh? That's a nature one because it has whales in it.
Yeah, I mean, this could be an animal lover.
Right.
You
could be at SeaWorld when you see them.
It does imply, like, let's go fuck, but...
Yeah, that's what you wanted. Remember, that's what you wanted.
Is, like, the least offensive of terms. Like, it's just kind of a goofy term for
the Humpty Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Humpty Dance is a chance to make you hump.
My name is Humpty, pronounced with an umpty. Ladies, how I like to bump thee. And all the rappers in the top 10,
all right,
please allow me to bump thee.
You get a chance to hump is not one of the lyrics, I don't think. Yeah.
No, it is. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. That's right.
To do the hump.
To do the hump.
Yeah, not can we hump? What's your stance? Take a chance. Can we hump? What?
This one's... I'm going to give it a 6. I think it's just not that bad.
Yeah, I know that you have stronger ammo left in the cartridge. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there are worse things coming. So bearing that in mind, this one's not really too offensive in any way. It's pretty mild. I'll give this one a 7.
Okay. Hey, girl, I can't get you out of my head. But can I get head out of you? Yeah. Head referring to a blowjob.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In case you guys didn't know. Our listeners were unaware.
Yeah. It wasn't that you wanted to, like...
The Humpty Dance is your chance to get some head.
Do the Humpty head.
You're up, Chad.
All right. I don't like this one. Really at all.
Can't find a winner for Chad.
Well, the humpback whale one is not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this one. Boy, I don't know. I don't see any woman that this is not going to completely turn off. I'll go pretty low on this one, a 3.
Chad's looking for the wrong women, then, I guess.
Yeah.
Most of them are just dying to blow.
At a moment's notice.
Just at the mention of you thinking of them.
Yeah. Hey, complete stranger.
Points and snaps. Head. And she's like, no, strawberry dagger.
And then when she says no, you just turn around and go, you don't understand. I really want a blowjob.
You finally get one after many failed attempts. You're just high-fiving everybody in the pool.
I'm going to give this one a 3.
Okay.
Where 1 is
girl.
the most aggressively bad and 10 is...
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
That's probably good to reset the scale real quick. All right. All right. Hey, girl. I've made you laugh and giggle, so when can I make those ass cheeks bounce and jiggle?
What?
That one rhymes.
Barely.
It's like a rap, kind of.
It's not like I don't even think they're the same.
Giggle and jiggle definitely
But
rhyme.
there's not the same number of syllables. Well, anyway.
Maybe I just fucked up the delivery. I'll check with the author. How's that? Uh-huh.
You could you spin this one?
Nope.
Like, I want to take... When can I get you on the dance floor?
Yeah.
Right?
Let's go for a dance. I want to watch your ass jiggle. That's what.
No, I
says.
was talking about dancing, not fucking. I mean, unless you're gonna do it, like that's what you do.
I'm just kidding, like Jason. Wow, unless I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, because you want to see their ass bounce and jiggle as they're dancing, right? So,
yeah.
I think this is there's plausible deniability, right? It would hold up in a court of law. So,
Your Honor, my client was simply talking about busting it up on the dance floor. I don't know why my lawyer is Southern.
Yeah, who the
lawyer is Foghorn Leghorn for some reason. I said, I'll bounce and jiggle.
So I'm gonna go in the middle in this one with 5.
Uh-huh.
I like the idea here of the plausible deniability, but
right.
This is so shittily and sloppily written that it's borderline offensive. Like, maybe if he had found 2 words to rhyme, like laugh and giggle, and then bounce and jiggle. Like, if he had found a word, laugh and bounce, that could rhyme together, that then it might be a little more clever. Or if it's just the writing.
That's your issue?
Yeah, but I feel like the writing here is sloppy, lazy. This is like a first draft of like a pickup line. Just...
You want him to talk about gout, probably.
I want to show you what fucking's all about. Did I mention my case of the gout? It's a really old reference.
I made you laugh and shout.
What fucking's all about? What exactly
it's
is
about
fucking all about?
spreading and getting on top.
Yeah. First you want to tell them you're going to teach them about sex, but only before. Then later you immediately warn them about your horrific case of the gout. So you're going to have to get on top and spread them.
All
right, what do you got?
Yeah, so because of the bad writing, I really don't like this one. I'm going to go down to 2.
Okay. All right, we're almost done here. Now, you guys have complained that some of these were not very smart, right? But here is a very smart one that you're going to need to tell to a science nerd, right? Okay, ready? Hey, girl. Your thighs are like a hadron collider, capable of generating an irresistible force that pulls me in before making my particles explode at the speed of light. That's a science-based pickup line. I don't know if any of that's
your
right.
Your vagina is 45 miles long, or whatever that thing is. It's like so super long.
It's probably accurate scientifically,
You think
but
so?
it's not accurate sexually.
No,
Right? So
your particles don't explode. Your cum doesn't just
what does that
into
mean?
a million particles.
So spoken like a true scientist who never gotten laid. Is it me or Chad?
You go. I think. I'm not sure.
Okay. Walk me through it one more time. What happens?
Okay. So in a hadron
it's me,
collider,
actually.
apparently. Okay, we'll let Chad go. Do you know what happens? You can tell.
In the
no
Large
way.
Hadron Collider. I don't remember the pickup line. Read it again.
You are capable of generating an irresistible force that pulls me in, entering, right, before making my particles, cock and or cum, explode at the speed of light. I don't know what that part means. So maybe he just comes really fast. I don't know if that's good either.
Super
Yeah.
sperm. I mean, what happens? Yeah, what happens is they shoot particles around, they smash them together, at super high speeds, and like measure the results or something. And then they just like all stand and go Higgs boson or something. Like that's.
You have to shout that? I don't think that's part of it.
You got to stand up at the podium and shout that. That's what happens there. It's a little too long, too wordy. She's gonna tune out. So that's a little problematic, and that I don't think it's super scientifically accurate. But it's not that offensive unless you're offended by like light speed sperm. So I'll give this a 5.
Okay. Okay.
Do you think if we just went up to someone at a bar and said, "Show me your Higgs boson,"
I can't stop staring at your Higgs bosons,
that you would get in trouble, right? Because there's nothing bad about the sentence.
You would just get a really confused look.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said to the topless woman at the thing? Like, put away your Higgs bosons, and she just is like, no idea what you're talking about.
Your hadrons keep colliding with your chin.
I would not be offended I don't find this to be particularly clever, but I don't also find it to be very offensive. Even though the lines are offensive, they're said in that offensive way. I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay. All right. Almost done. Hey, girl. I hope you have pet insurance, because I'm going to destroy that pussycat. You know what they mean, though, right?
You kill their cat, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to come over and kill their cat.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to really belabor this one.
Long.
Find the humor in this.
Destroy is, I don't know. They did say cat. Like, you at least put cat in there, right?
So no, I did. They did.
You did? Oh, they didn't.
Even I had a modicum of shame.
That explains it. All right. I was like, something about this line just doesn't add up. There's like a word too much in here.
Okay, so I'm going to say their way a 1, your way a 1.
Okay. Wait, but which one is what?
One is lowest or highest? I forget.
Where 1 is the most offensive and 10 is the least offensive on this particular version of the scale.
Okay. Chad?
This one is extremely bad because, first of all, nobody wants to think about dead animals, right? That's like the least sexy thing in the world. And then the second least sexy thing in the world is having your private parts destroyed in some manner. So this is...
Unless you're in the army.
Unless you're in the... This is the only way they're going to cure you. Hey, girl. Did you have sex with a prostitute?
Because I want to hammer all the crabs on your penis. So I agree with Novak. I'll give this a 1.
Okay. Hey, girl. Want to help me finish my remake of Pirates of the Caribbean? I need to put my Johnny Depp in your Kira Knightley.
Johnny Depp?
Now, in this guy's defense, he showed a picture of a girl on like Tinder that was named Kira, so it worked a little bit better. But I think you could just pretend that the Kira stands in for something else.
Johnny Depp.
Pussycat?
Yeah, pussycat.
I want to unlock Davy Jones' locker.
This is the tale.
I'm going to make your Orlando Bloom. Stuff like that. You could fit any of these names.
Did you have these ready to go? I didn't tell you about this beforehand.
Oh, boy.
All right, Chad.
This is the tale of getting arrested.
All right, okay.
Old Captain Jack.
Giving her what for?
Pauper of the surf, he got punched in the Tortuga.
So, on the surface, this one actually is kind of approaching clever. I'm not. I'm not going to say it's actually clever because the Johnny Deep doesn't quite work, right? Like it's a letter off. And also, I think evoking Johnny Depp to any sane woman these days is probably like a mistake.
I see.
Right?
Yeah.
Since he's problematic in some ways. So, man, but it's probably the funniest one that you said so far. So I give it some points for that. I think I'll go a 4.
So, and a penis is a Johnny.
A Johnny, right? And then you put it Depp inside her.
Nightly.
Nightly. Right inside her Kira.
I guess, I mean, it's use of dude names.
Use of appropriate IP.
That's somewhere in the middle of 6, I guess.
All right. I wasn't sure about adding this last one, but it was making me giggle. All right, here we go. It's very straightforward. So you're going to approach a lovely lass at the bar, tap her on the shoulder. When she turns around, you're going to look her dead in the eyes and say, sorry, you're going to say, hey, give me your titties. Titties are spelled with a D. Give me your titties.
That makes it all right then.
I need to pose for a picture and then tell people you're my ex-wife's sister for the next 20 years.
Hold on while I get this old Polaroid out of my truck. It's a chair. Give me your titties. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to work. I'll give it a 1.
No. All right.
It's not going to work. It's a problem. It's the effectiveness. Yeah, 1. That's terrible.
Okay. All right. That was pickup lines.
All right. Feel free to use any of those. What was that?
Sorry, there was an ad that was playing.
We got a sponsor finally.
The Kagi Fret. Kagi. I don't know if that's the pronunciation or not. What do the 2 dots above it mean? Linguists of you?
Isn't that an umlaut?
Yeah.
What is like?
In
How's
German.
that make the? How's it make the sound then?
Kagi.
Well, I don't know how it makes it. So in German, it'd be like Kagi or something like that. But this is from Switzerland again, so I don't know if it means something.
Say it in an angry German soldier voice. What the fuck?
Well, I was getting there. I had to get into
angry,
the
nutty German soldier.
Und Kagi Fret.
Und syphilis.
Give me ein titties.
Hammer me Johnson. Looks promising, right? It's like wafer and covered in chocolate and stuff.
Yeah, 2 wafers.
They're long. They're like side-by-side wafers. Is there like caramel or something in here?
There's something in the layers. I don't know if it's caramel. Maybe it's just like more chocolatey stuff in between the wafers or something. Because there's like 3 or 4 wafers in this bar.
Yeah.
A layer of something very thin in between them, and then a thin chocolate coating around the outside. It's very crispy.
It is.
The wafers are very delicious. All right, let me just get Johnny deep into this rating. It tastes pretty good. It's not perfect. There's some issue with the taste that I can't quite name what it is. I think it needs one more ingredient. Okay, I don't know what that might. I mean, peanut. If this is peanut butter, I can almost guarantee I'd give this a love. It's a little too one note as it is, but I do really like wafer candies like this, and I think they did the wafer appropriately, and the chocolate tastes like decent chocolate. I definitely could finish this. I'd have no issue with it. I don't think I would go back to it by choice because it's just not that exciting, but it is tasty. I'm going to give it a like that. Got you.
All right, hold on. I've had some time here, so I don't have to Jeffrey rush into this. But
Pirates cast.
IMDb.
Wait, I wasn't Zoe Zaldana with my rating yet.
Well, I think
I could Javier Bardem one nightly. What's that? Go ahead.
I am done.
Oh, I thought Chad had one. All right, sorry.
I'll save that.
Did I just take it? Okay. All right. Well, that'll be a teaser. I think this is good. I'm with Novak. I guess another flavor like peanut butter or caramel or something would have been nice. But as is, I think the chocolate's good and the wafers are crispy. It's probably also too big. Like, it doesn't need to be this big for this kind of thing. Because I don't know, like, who's ever going to finish one of these? I mean, I will. But
yeah, me too.
all
three of us, right?
I'll give it a solid like that. It's not a love, but I think it's very good.
All right, 2 likes. Now, the Pom Bear had 2 likes and an indifferent. So it all rests right down the middle here for Chad. If he's going to give it an indifferent, it's going to tie. Anything above, it's going to win. Anything below, it's going to lose. So Chad, what do you think?
Well, I think based on these scores, this snack is going to Penelope Cruz to the victory.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the
nice.
one. That was totally worth the wait.
That's the one.
Anyway, would this be better with peanut butter? Yes. Would this be better if it was a Reese's stick? Yes. But I think it still is delicious. I think this chocolate tastes really good. The wafers are the right amount of crispy. It's not too sweet. The flavor to me is spot on. If this is if what you're trying to make is just a chocolate covered wafer kind of candy like this, I don't think it can get any better than this. I think this is about as good as this kind of snack with these ingredients is going to get. It's really working for me. I demolished the entire thing. I actually am going to give this a love, Dad. I think it's great.
Wow.
Wow.
I love that. So we got 2 likes, a love, and the Kagi Fret, takes home the W for today. But all 3 snacks got decent ratings. We didn't get a single dislike.
Thanks, Dave. Good job
today. So yeah, David.
Thanks, Dave.
Nice work. All right, Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
Yeah, if you've ever tried any of those pickup lines or any others that we've shared, let us know how bruised your face got and how many nights in jail you spent.
Try to pick up somebody at the Captain Barbosa.
Do that. Yep. If you have ever been to Spain and tried any of these snacks, we'd love to. If you've ever played pool volleyball and had to beg your family to play with you and they still refused, let us know at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook with the You Tried Dat group. We're on Twitter, #YouTriedThat. Let us know what you think of our ratings. Suggest snacks that we should try. Ask a question for the mailbag. Please give us a review, like, or some stars, or whatever you think is appropriate. And let your friends and family know. Maybe have them choose a different episode than this one if you don't want to immediately alienate them. But other than that, let them know if you think they would like the podcast, and we would appreciate that.
All right, boys. So let's say you were in a country and they have a nude beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say half the people there are nude. You're
Right.
never going to be back. No one's ever going to know that you did it. No one's going to take a photo of you.
Good.
No family will ever see it or anything. Would you? You're not with your family, let's say. You're not showing your kids your Johnson. So would you partake? What's the chances you would partake then in nude beach?
For me, 0%. Reason being, like, I'm just so pale and bad at applying sunblock that, like, I just know that I'm going to get sunburned in all the places I don't want to get sunburned. You know what I mean? So
you taint?
Yeah. Not necessarily about the nudity. I actually went when I was in Japan. I went to this onsen which is like a bath, and so it's like only they have one for men and one for women, and I went to the one that was like only men, and it's just like a giant huge hot tub and everybody's naked in it, and so it's like me and like a bunch of like old Japanese dudes all just like naked in this big hot tub. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine, but I just don't want to get I don't want to get my taint sunburned.
What's a Japanese word for big pale ass?
How do you explain in Japanese that water makes you shrink?
I'm pretty sure like I was coming in and I just heard them yell "Kaiju!" and they all like ran away and like got out of the hot tub.
Godzilla!
Geyer, would you?
Well, one being I would never do it, right? Like the least likely to do it, and 10 being the most.
Would you spread and then get onto the beach?
I would get on top of my wife and spread, and then have her crab walk out on the beach. No,
or would you just feel a lot of Ian McShame?
There it is. I would Stellan scar everyone guard. That didn't work. No, I wouldn't do it, mostly because I'm horribly ashamed of my shitty looking body. So I look like a bag of Jello, and I don't want to go out there. Like, it's fine. I'm sure I would be the least. From what I understand of nude beaches, I've never been to one, but people who have told me it's just a bunch of like old people and big, greasy, oily old people that are like walking around. Like, it's not like not like a bunch of hot,
two kinds of
oiliest olds you've ever seen.
There's one old people and two big, greasy, oily old people.
Well, it's not like a bunch of hard bodies strutting around, right? But
that would make you feel better about it.
It would, but it would still make me feel because I'm not in control of how oily and old they are. I can control how fat I am, and I haven't. So I'd be ashamed of
how oily are you?
I'm pretty oil free. I'm also probably got a bit of a pale W like yourself. So.
If I go to like Muscle Beach, nude Muscle Beach, there's no fucking way I'm doing that, right?
Yeah.
But like I feel like I could do like a when in Rome type of scenario of just like walk up and down the beach once and then come back. Chad and I, when we were like 18 or 19, went to Colorado.
Do I want to know this story?
Went to Colorado.
It was an experimental time,
Yeah. And there was nude. Remember, there was nude hot springs. Someone told us about it, right? And so we went to it late at night. It's like in a pitch dark area. You walk like up a path and you get to these hot springs. There's other nude people there. We, at least in the spirit of things, went into the water, lifted our trunks up above the water, and then put them back up.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, I got to say, I was pretty proud of, myself at 18-year-old me or whatever. Like, pretty ballsy for me.
Yeah. I just think sitting on the beach with your pants off is uncomfortable. Like it gets all sandy and weird, and like you said, Chad, you'll get burned on your dong, and like stuff like that. Like, I don't like the water flowing around up your butthole and stuff. Like, I don't think I'd like it.
What?
What? Are you waiting for the tide to come in? Like, what's going on here?
Don't you guys get in the one you get in the water? Don't you spread your ass cheeks apart?
Yeah, I'm like, do your trunks have attached butt plug? Like, what?
All right, get in the water and
get in the water and
spread like you're about to climb on top of someone. That's what you say.
Yeah, it's like nature's bidet, right? That's how
There's so many old, big greasy old people, like at gyms especially, that just want to sit around fucking naked and chill. I don't know if it's a generational thing or if like when we're old, we'll just be doing this podcast naked.
We just don't give a shit anymore.
We just start rubbing the snacks all over our bodies to get greasy in preparation.
Why is that? What? What does that have to do with trying this?
I gotta get greasy and oily if I'm gonna be naked. Come on.
I gotta rub this Tex-Mex Dorito on my perineum real quick. All right, indifferent.
All right, let's make a pact. It'll be like a strip poker style pack. Every 100 episodes, we have to take off a piece of clothing while we record. So when we hit like
Okay.
600 episodes, we'll be buck naked.
Oh, so we're already in the 2s, right?
You're wearing 6
So-
pieces of clothing right now?
I have both socks off.
I have 3 pieces.
I got, let's see.
Wait, you have 3 pieces of clothes on?
Yeah.
Oh, a shirt, shorts, and a...
Yeah, and a hat. I guess I'll take the hat off first. But
You have no underwear on under shorts? You don't wear underwear on shorts at home?
no, I'm just wearing like boxers, essentially. It is my underwear. It's like hot as our air conditioning isn't working, and it's hot as
Oh,
balls.
get naked, get greasy. Let's see it happen.
No, I'm getting greasy. That's not the problem.
Chad, how many
Let's
pieces of
see.
clothes you got?
Or socks. So I got socks. I got
Socks count as
socks.
one.
I got flip.
They're not
I
individual.
got sandals on right now. I got or slippers. I got shorts, underwear. I got a shirt. I got a hoodie. That's it. How many was that? 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yep.
fucking like middle of summer.
It's cold as shit
Wait,
in
hold
San
on.
Francisco. It's always cold. It's like 50 degrees today and rainy.
I got an extra pair of clothing.
Oh, you just
on
put the
now, so I can
sunglasses
take my
on,
shades
listeners.
Oh,
And
yeah,
believe me,
yeah,
listeners, it's
later.
very funny.
All right, well,
All right, well,
now that everyone knows what we're wearing.
Well, you didn't say how much clothing you're wearing.
I got
Yeah.
socks, t-shirt,
oh yeah,
shorts, boxers, and also athletic shorts on top.
oh yeah, you're so athletic.
That's what turned you on. T-shirt.
Give me your titties.
But you also said, Jed, you don't you never would walk around shirtless in the summer, like to go get the mail or something, right? Or around your house shirtless.
Yeah, because it's too cold. It's like always too
Oh.
cold here.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I do because I'm rich.
yeah, I will do it. I'll walk around shirtless once in a while and change your shirt. And if I see my son, I definitely will make a point of pointing at him and like flexing, like I'm like ripped, but I'm not. Because my dad used to do that to me.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
pretty
I mean,
impressed.
I would walk around shirtless. That's fine. I'll do it next time. Next week I'll
All right.
record shirtless.
Let's
Well,
do
prove
it,
it.
yeah.
Prove it. We
Hey.
got time.
Peck or it didn't happen. All right. Well, that'll do for this time.
Got weird.
We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
This is.
Yep.